everyone. I'm going to do a quick review of aviation headset. They're the Zulu.2s. There's plenty of reviews out there, kind of like box openings, if you will, on YouTube. But I'm trying to incorporate a bunch of great qualities from those videos into one. And the biggest part is, how long would it take to take them like from the box to the plane? And I plan on leaving here and actually going to fly right after this. So these came yesterday. I haven't opened the box, like they're still sealed. So go to like start to the finish, go through this, and hopefully you find this valuable. I picked these up because they have a good trade-in program. I actually had a headset that I've been flying with for about 10 years. That I got a really good deal on while I was a student pilot. Picked them up off of Craigslist for a good price, and they're starting to get a little crackly, and I was able to get a $200 trade-in, so instead of $900 as these cost, I was able to get them for $700, and I think it was $15 or so for shipping. And even if I don't like these, if they don't work out for me, the used market on these is still really, really good. I don't think I would lose any money whatsoever. So I got them because of the good trade-in value, and I'd already flown a long flight with a pair of the Bose A20s, which were really super, super comfortable. And these are comparable. I think the PFX, which is the line above this, might be more in line. But I didn't want to spend, the additional. I think it's $300. I think those are $1,200, and these were $900 without the trade-in. So gonna just jump right in here and kind of go for the gusto and see how we get. Like I said, I haven't opened this box, so start right from scratch. Right when you open it up, packing slip, which is always good. Serial number on here and stuff like that. They usually do register them to you when you order them, so you're kind of good for warranty. So good there. Got a little, it's actually in a box, so you pop up these little corners, it looks like. And the headset just slides out. Also in the box, before I kind of toss this away, user's guide, really good. As you know, things get more complex. These do have Bluetooth, so definitely want to keep that around. Registration card and a fancy pre-flight checklist, which is kind of nice. I'm going to toss those to the side real quick. I kind of preset this up a little bit. I got some batteries and stuff that I'm going to try to go set these out, but for them to set up. But it comes with a pretty handy little case. I have another pair of Lightspeeds, and it's in a soft case, but this is actually a pretty solid case. I have a pair of Bose headphones right at my desk, and this feels pretty rigid and pretty nice. So we'll go ahead and open these up and see what we have here. Headset. As you can see, this side you got a little holder here on the top side of the case. I'm just going to unravel this real quick and see what else we have in here besides the case. Oh, it actually comes with batteries. Oh, that's nice. So I'll use, I'll just grab those out real quick. I can use those. And then we'll see what else is in this bag. Got a little shirt clip. Those are kind of handy. I have them on a pair of David Clark's. It definitely comes in handy. I've personally found that if I just tuck the headset cord just in my seat belt with a little bit of room at it works better. Just because these can come off, but that just total personal preference. Have the audio cord, and it looks like 2 audio cords. I think one, oh here we go, one's 2.5 mil, and I think the other ones might be the larger 3 mil. Look like the same kind of setup, just one's a little larger, probably depending on what kind of device you're using for your music. Set those aside. And go ahead and take out the headset real quick, finish looking over the case. It's a very nice case. Got a little compartment right here, but definitely a pretty decent, one of the nicer cases. I don't even think my friend's Bose case is this nice, but definitely well worth it and keep them well protected. Onto the headset. Gotta unravel some stuff, and it looks like it comes with a shirt clip on pre-installed, so it looks like that's an extra one, which is kind of nice. Take this little clip off, this little twist tie off. I'll just go from the top here, from the headset. Got little plastic pieces over the cups, which is kind of nice. Got a little protective piece that goes over so this doesn't bang on here. It's probably for shipping. The microphone boom, sorry. Now it is like most Lightspeeds, it only goes one way. Personally, I wish it was ambidextrous, if you will, if it could swing both ways. I don't know if the Bose do that. I can't recall from when I've used them, but I do know I have a set of David Clark's are my backup headset, and they go both ways. I wish they did that, but these don't, just for better cable routing. It's, again, personal preference. But this is pretty nice. It has good movement, and they're pretty flexible with very little work there. I'm going to take the microphone boom off, only because to point something out that I actually didn't know until I was doing some research and getting to talk to another friend and watching some other videos, is on the microphone, there's an impedance matcher here. So some planes offer stereo and mono, and if you select between the two with the stereo headset, it can cause some issues. And for other people's headsets that might not have a stereo headset, but it's an impedance matcher here. It comes preset from Lightspeed, but this little button here, you can adjust it. I'm not going to adjust it. I just wanted to point that out, that it is an option. On my other Lightspeeds, I didn't see that, and I don't remember seeing that on my other David Clark's or the Bose when I used them. But the Bose were already in the plane, so I didn't really thoroughly review those. So I'm going to put this cover right back on here. They feel pretty heavy. As far as well built, not like heavy on your head heavy. The ear cups do come off. They get up, I think the last pair I used on my XLs, they lasted about 2 to 3 years before I had to replace them, and I think they're $20 or $25. And I still have yet to have to replace the headband, the padding here on the headband. And that pops off as well. But like I said, the headphones feel really, really good. They're definitely solid built. They slide in really well. I'm going to go ahead and put them on my head. I got a big chrome dome, so what I usually do is I open every headset all the way up, and then I put them on my head, and then I just push down to just where they just start to snug a little bit. Again, my personal preference, but they feel really good. They don't push too much, but they feel well. I think one thing of the advantage that what I like about the Lightspeeds is they have a little, their hinge point is more here, vice here. With the Bose, they have a mechanism here that opens and closes the headsets. But if you look on the Lightspeeds, they tend to flex and bow out here, which might give me, and I have a bigger head, a little more flexibility and less pinching. But I did not find that as a detractor. I live in California, and I used the Bose on a flight up to Utah. It was almost 3 hours, and I didn't feel like it was daunting on my head or pinching. But these they actually feel really well, and they're not pushing too much. The flight I'm going to take later today is about 40 minutes, so I'll be able to get a little bit of a test. But they feel really nice. I'm going to keep the plastic on there for now. Actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and pop that off. It's not a big deal. I'm just going to stick it onto the packing slip here. I keep like everything when I buy stuff. It's just a habit of mine. Uh-oh. I think this goes around. I need to get this whole piece off. Take this off real quick. And of course, one little tiny piece gets stuck. But definitely these feel well made. They're maybe like a magnesium cup, I think, is possibly what it feels like. Go ahead and set those aside. Again, here's the clip right here. Moving on down the line. Here's the control box, if you will. Now, I do know, I think on the old Zulus, they had problems with this soft material potentially getting sun damaged in the old ones. I just saw some like that, so I don't know if there was any issues, but I did notice I saw a couple of headsets that did have where this soft material, which feels really, really well in your hand, was peeling. I'm going to go ahead and open up the battery box here and put the batteries in it, actually. And then point out a couple of other things that I found. There are dip switches in the battery box that come pre-assigned. And one of the ones in here is mono and stereo. Again, it goes back to the depends on what kind of plane you fly. Some planes still have mono out there, and if you plug stereo into mono, you could get some feedback when you press the button. There's an Aztec I fly, and there's a stereo switch at every position where you can plug headphones in. And if one of those is set to stereo instead of mono, the whole system gets some bad feedback. But there is 6 dip switches in there. On, up, off, down. So I'm going to go ahead and put these batteries in, see where we stand here. And see how it works. Auxiliary input. I was going to try to pair this over the video with my phone, but I'm using my phone to record this, so it's not going to work as smoothly as I thought, but it should pair really quickly. I paired a set of friends with his phone, and literally as soon as I put it into pair mode, it popped up on my iPhone, and it was synced in 3, 4, 5 seconds. So it's a pretty quick thing. Volume switches for the master for the radios, and then this is volume switches for the Bluetooth. This does have Bluetooth, so you can listen to music, of course, make phone calls, maybe use Siri, whatever have you. All those highly needed things you need to do as a pilot when you're just cruising along. And this is an override switch, this black switch at the bottom. So there's 2 functions that I know for the Bluetooth listening to music. It's either in the background and always on, or as you're listening to your music, jamming out to whatever you're listening to, if someone talks, it completely mutes it. And this button is what controls that. I've never listened to a lot of music chugging along, because most of my flights are an hour or so I never really, between talking to approach and doing things, I never really get into it. But needless to say, I know those are 2 of the functions. So let's go ahead and power these things on and see what's going on. So I hit it real quick, and as you can see, already started flashing green right away. Just a really quick touch of the on button. Green, good. Red, bad. I think it's about a 40-hour life on the batteries. Auto shut off, which is kind of nice. Of course, it may drain more batteries if you're using Bluetooth, right? There's like no free ride here. So the more gizmos and things you got going on, expect your battery life to be hampered by it. I'm pretty sure if you hit the button real quick, see how bright that is? That it dims the light if you're flying at night, so you don't see this big bright green light flashing. I'm going to give it a quick hit and see if it does that. No, I think I just turned it off. Alright, maybe it's not working. I'm pretty sure it has that, but I could just need to read the manual and check on that functionality. Again, it has Bluetooth, so you can just turn that on, and you can see right away it starts flashing blue. And it flashes blue a little less quicker than this would flash green. I wish I could get that visibility thing to go down, but that's alright. Well, we can work on that. Again, really made headset. I'm going to turn the Bluetooth off here real quick. and then, oh, now it's in pairing mode. That's alright. And then, I think I covered everything. Oh, now it's in red, so now it's off. But yeah, overall it's pretty good. Like I said, I'm going to go flying later, and I'll definitely see how well this works. I got the GA version, the twin plug. It comes in a bunch. A limo plug, which is I think a six or 7 pin connector for your dash, where you get radio and power and everything straight from the dash. So it would get rid of this because it gets power from the dash. And I think there's a box that you buy for this to kind of bypass the batteries in here, if I remember correctly. Then they have a helicopter plug, which is just a single one, and I think they have a military plug for a lower impedance connector, but I can't quite remember all the options that this comes with. But again, pretty solid. And yeah, if you have any questions, like, send me a message. But as is, I'm gonna get ready to go jump on the plane and see what we can do. Anyway, I hope you found this valuable, and talk to you guys soon. Thanks.